First video. First video. She's been in a situationship for 8 years. What's your best advice? It's crazy. 8 years? I'm here till I doze. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see.
I have a friend that was in a relationship, a situationship with this guy for like 8.5 years. And situationship, should she continue moving forward with this individual, or should she cancel him?
Moving forward?
Right.
Moving forward? Right.
Without
Did they go?
relationship title, what is moving forward? I tried to make it as brief as possible without giving you her entire life.
She the one that didn't make it brief. 8.5 years of going nowhere.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wasn't no context you could have gave. Shorty, either you still with it or you not. This is a part of the conversation nobody wants to hear. You are responsible for your journey.
Facts.
You are responsible to know whether or not you are getting closer to your goal.
Facts.
At some point, you have to make a choice to say, pull the car over, I need to get out. We not going where I think we going.
Don't let me out.
And here's the problem. The problem is there's this assumption that everybody want these relationships. But some people are in these situationships because that's what they comfortable with. Yeah, it sounds good when we say here and we put all the blame on that man. But she was rocking in the same car, lost his with him for 8.5 years. We can say with our mouths all we want. Nah, I don't want to be rocking in no situationship. I don't want no friends with benefits. But if we're not matching that with tangible actions, what do we truly want?
I mean, that's facts. That's fact. I don't see nothing wrong with anything that he said. That's facts. People be wanting like these, I don't know, like a storybook ending or whatever. Like, and then I literally but I heard like one of my other homegirls. She was in a something similar to this, but it was like 5 years or something. And her response was, "Oh, I'm gonna just let him lead. Let him do what he needs to do for us in the relationship and things like that." And I'm like, do people really think like I'm like, yeah, people really think like that. A lot of people, and it's not even just women too. A lot of people literally think like, okay, I'm gonna just let him lead, do whatever he wants to do, and I'm just here for the ride. And I'm like, huh? Number one, that's not leading. Number two, if that's your idea of just trying to be in a relationship or letting somebody lead in the traditional way, you've got the game wrong. I don't understand that. I've never understood that logic. Like the women that I go for, I've never had that type of conversation with them because their thought process is completely different. Their thought process is, I would say, I guess, more on the assertive side, where they're like, okay, this is what it is. Me personally, like me, I'm not going to be sitting there, trying to guess what she's trying to say, trying to, fill in the blanks, stuff like that. Like, it's none of that. Like, I don't do that. So it is what it is. I've never had these situations. It's like, okay, if we're going to be talking, we're going to be like in a relationship. If we're going to be working towards that, we're going to work towards that. We're not just going to sit here and just mess around for 4 or 5 years. Like, that's just wasting time. Like, I'm not a person that's going to waste time. So I don't get in those situations. I'm like, listen, this is what's going to happen. Like, literally my first date with my ex, right? My first date with my ex, I sat her down and I'm like, listen, after college, I'm leaving Virginia. I'm not trying to be here no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out of here. She said, okay, cool. Although we didn't end up going, you know what I'm saying? It didn't happen. It is what it is. But like, that's how it went. That's how it goes. You got to make sure people are like aware of everything that you're trying to do, your intentions from the jump, because you'll end up like this. You'll end up like this on tonight's conversation on a YouTube channel, trying to figure out what to do. And that's not what you want to be. It's not where you want to be, in my opinion. That's just my humble opinion. I mean, everybody does whatever they want to do, whatever they're comfortable with, but it is what it is. You've learned the hard way yourself. I mean, we all have to learn the hard way. Honestly, that's the only way that a lot of us will learn. And I'm not saying that I've done that my whole life. Like, I've learned, like, listen, like, if you want something, you got to vocalize it. And then The only thing that I take into consideration is change behavior. Like you can say anything that you want to do. I can tell you, oh yeah, we're gonna get married. I want a serious relationship with you, stuff like that. I could tell you that all day. But if I'm not actively saving up for a ring, if I'm not actively trying to, get us to that point, then what are you gonna believe? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to put it in the, in that aspect. But for me personally, like, okay, if she want a serious relationship, okay, you know, are you willing to, get rid of the roster? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to do the things, that I require in a relationship? It's that simple. If you're not gonna do it, or if you're not showing me that you're gonna do it, then you're out of here. I'm gonna find one of the other 7 billion in the women in the world to do it. Like, it's that simple. So, hey, man, it's a comfortability factor too, like he was saying. So, it is what it is.